don't you think you should advocate a little bit more on her behalf for the fact that you are able to live and breathe and bleed today?
Okay, so let's go ahead and go through this, because everyone loves to always ask me about my mom. So I'll go ahead and tell you, it was actually my mom that red-pilled me on women. She was the one that told me that women are retards and they got to be, you got to make sure that they stay at home, they, be a good wife, they don't be whores, all this other stuff. So it's always interesting to me how women ask me about my mom when I'm like, yeah, it was actually my mom that awared me on this stuff, on the problems with modern Western women and their ideologies and how they behave.
I understand that she might have a big influence on your beliefs today, but I believe a lot of people's parents influence the things that they believe. But I'm not asking you about what she did or didn't make you
literally
believe.
just asked me about her.
I'm asking if you advocate for the fact that she's the reason that you are here and that you can appreciate and see her as a person who carried you and not below you but as an equal, because she did help make you. Don't you think that a little bit of that should be appreciated?
Okay, let me give my position here, because I don't think you know what my position is when it comes to women. I think from a human perspective, obviously women are just as valuable as men. Actually, you can make the argument that women are more valuable from a human perspective because they carry the next lineage of human being. However, when it comes to other things like leadership within a relationship and or decision making, being rationally sound, logic, whatever it may be like that, I think men need to be the leaders, and I think men and women have different roles, and I don't think that we are equal from a utility standpoint in society. Now, when it comes to obviously a human perspective, yes, but when it comes to what men do versus what women do, we're very different.
And why do you believe that they should play a bigger role, men, in society? Why is it that you carry that ideal? Because
women suck at everything that men can do, pretty much.
So
they just do.
My example for that is, at my high school, we had a female valedictorian and a male salutatorian. A female who beat the man. In a same system where everything is based off the same points and the same grades, within that system, somebody was able to be not necessarily better, but surpass a man's abilities. Do you think that's how would you explain that within your ideology that men are better in such roles?
Yeah, so we live in a gynocentric social order, right? And the way that we conduct our education system is based on, sitting still, folding your hands, being compliant, listening to instruction, etc. These are things that are just better for women because women tend to be followers, women tend to be more agreeable, women tend to be more submissive. So the education system is set up to make you a slave, not necessarily to be critical thinker, entrepreneur, etc. So women do better in situations and environments like this, which is fine. It is what it is. But the education system is absolutely geared towards women. That's why they excel in many different ways. This is why they are starting to dominate, college attendance and to get better grades in some regards.
But that mere fact is that they're better to adapt to that environment. Don't you think that makes men not less able to play in that role?
No, I just find it interesting that women dominate college attendance. Women, do better in some regards when it comes to standardized testing and sitting and being compliant or whatever, but men still create the world. Men still run all the infrastructure. They build everything. Quite frankly, if we had to rely on female ingenuity, we'd probably still be rubbing sticks together. So, and I'm tired of sitting here and being like, oh, yeah, women are equal to us and they're awesome. It's like, no, men built the world. Women just kind of live in it and enjoy it. And we give you guys HR jobs so you can just hang out and whatever it may be. But the reality is men run the world and create the infrastructure that you enjoy.
But don't you think that, well, not that you think, but I believe that a big reason that you say men run the world is because for a really long time, that's the only people who are allowed to run the world. And the world seems to be still clearly running when now women are able to have a say and impact.
Yeah, I think we need to remove some of that say. I don't think women should have the right to vote. I think we need to repeal the 19th Amendment. A lot of the destructive progressive policies that we've got in place right now were put in because of the female vote, put in because women entered the workforce, put in because of feminism. I think feminism is probably one of the biggest issues that we have.
But clearly women are just as similarly educated. They can do the same things, at least within these realms, legal realms. I do recognize that there are differences between men and women physically and sometimes mentally in the parts where we have different brain chemistry. We have seen time and time again that women can play these roles and
keep going, you're fine.
The same outcome happens regardless.
Say that again?
The same outcome happens regardless of whether a man or a woman is in the role. I'm sure that there are lots of women who help dictate your everyday life that you aren't aware of, and you still seem to be doing just fine.
I'll give an example, right? A woman could do the job as like a man, but she's not going to be as good in some of those positions as a man. Just because they can do it right, doesn't mean that it's optimal.
And give me an example of said position and when that happened.
Okay, we can use an example of like a female police officer, right? Female police officers, a lot of the times, aren't equipped to handle a lot of the situations that might come up during the course of their duties. If a partner is injured, they might not necessarily be able to drag them to safety. If a male combatant comes in and attacks them, they might not necessarily be able to subdue that individual to the same degree. You know, I know that sounds fucked up or whatever, but these are very real biological realities. In the military, they just are not going to be as strong or be able to or capable of doing certain things. And I don't think that us trying to be, let's be equal and let women in and involve them in certain regards, like we're limiting our ability to field the strongest military and or field a strong police and a strong and competent police force for feelings or for equality. Like I think like we need to be very real in some of the situations, understand that women just are not equipped for certain jobs and or we need to limit it.
Well, I'm going to take your two examples and say that those sorts of jobs require lots of different criteria.
Yeah, keep going, I'm listening.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
If you enjoy my videos, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you want to create clips like these fast, try Opus Clips. It's smart, simple, and built for creators.